And welcome to another edition of the Shawn-Zilla Art Show. We are now live on, not on my YouTube channel, damn it. We are now live on Outright Geekery's YouTube channel, the Outright Geekery page on Facebook, and my Twitch channel, Dunso Will. And we are back. What are you working on this week, dude?
I am working on a Buffy and Angel.
Cool.
Right?
That's a little bit of a throwback there.
It's 1996 all over again.
God, I wish.
Well, right. Hey, guess what?
What?
Guess what?
I said what?
Divorce papers were signed today. What? Just waiting on the judge to sign it off.
Yes.
Yes.
That is good news indeed.
I did almost collapse in the courtyard at the courthouse and scream "Free at last, free at last!" But I think it would be in poor taste.
Especially with the Floyd thingy.
Mm. Yeah, I don't want to get on people's radar right now. So
yeah. You just put some blue paint on your face and scream freedom like Mel did.
Yeah.
You know, before he got stupid and bought his girlfriend that tape recorder.
Oh my God. You know, it's one thing to be stupid, but it's another thing to be stupid on tape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty happy, man. It hasn't really fully set in yet, but I mean it's getting there.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good.
I think so. And finish that cover for Totally Rad this week. Yay!
Sweet.
Yeah.
What'd they say?
Oh, they liked it.
And then that was followed by you saying, "Okay, when's my next cover?"
Yeah. Their next Kickstarter is in October. And I've already said, "Hey man, I'll be your best friend if I can get in on that." And they're like, "Yeah, of course." So
there you go.
You know, gives me some time to work on some other stuff. So, and August, September, October, and November, I've got shows, man, like real live, physical, go to the place shows.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mm. You know, like it's 2019 again.
Yeah, so there's been a bunch of convention announcements and people going to cons and doing cons. ICCC was in Nashville this past weekend.
Yeah.
There was another one the weekend before. Plus, there was another one this weekend that it was only 2 days. Like all day Saturday and like a half day on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I know MegaFest in Florida announced their dates and some guests. Who was it? Terrificon in Connecticut announced their dates, and he's having a original Land of the Lost Union. Will Holly, the actors that played Will, Holly, and Chaka will be there.
That's awesome. I loved that shit when I was a kid.
Let's see. Pops Van Zant, and you are live on the @Madness Comic Twitter page. Yeah, thanks, Pops.
Yes. Hey, Pops.
And in the madness.
How is everything?
Pops was a big topic of discussion. Everybody thanking him for everything he does for the Indian comics community, and lots of talk about the 1 year anniversary of CromCon coming up this weekend.
I'm a part of that.
Yep, you're up there. My guest, one of my guests from the other night, he is part of that as well. He's got a cool book. It's his first. It's his first comic book ever. But there is a.
I'm sorry. Hang on. Everybody's kind of coming through here. Oh, who is it? This your guest from the other night? Huh? Sorry about that.
Aaron Jordan.
Oh, okay.
He's got that Wolfsbane comic. It's his very first book, but he's got some pretty talented dudes working on the art and everything. And there's kind of like a high-end cover, but I mean it's not too bad. It's like $35, and it's got like this. All you can see is the legs of the girl, like from below the kneecap down, so like the cast down to the feet, and blood everywhere, and you see like a werewolf, like one arm stretched out and its head coming out of like the pitch black darkness, and the rest of the cover is like, this blood splatter, and below that is like all white, and the lettering is white, so like all the white parts of that cover is actually a hologram. Like,
oh wow!
Like holofoil, and I go, oh, that's pretty bad, man.
That is pretty spiffy.
Yeah, Pops was DMing me. He goes, who's that in your background? I go, oh yeah, I have company over.
When you told me you had company, I was like, okay, I'm sorry. We can do this later if you want.
No, they know I do this, and they're like, yeah, we don't care. We have tacos. Leave us alone.
I mean, tacos, damn it.
Exactly.
Although, wasn't that supposed to be yesterday?
Was it?
Yeah,
I don't go by the Taco Tuesday thing now.
You rebel.
Yeah, I know. We had pizza yesterday.
Mm.
We had pizza last night because there wasn't really much in, and my helper went out and grabbed a bunch of groceries today, like chicken nuggets and cereal and stuff for my kid, and special milk because she's allergic to soy in the milk protein, so she's gotta have
like almond milk or
no, the something else. I can't remember what it's called right now. So I was checking out some other art and stuff. Somebody else that I'm friends with on the fake book has been doing some art, like some sketch covers and some Bristol board painting, and did a bunch of stuff. And it was nice. But he did this one that looks like fantastic, and it's like Galactus. It's Galactus's head with like a really tiny Silver Surfer flying around him.
Oh wow! Who did that?
Corey. In fact, let me pull that up. We'll give him a little showcase here. Corey Perrault.
Oh yeah.
And he's they're not like huge pieces like you do like the full size prints like 11 by 17 and stuff. His are like 9 by 12, so they're like closer to comic book size, and some of them actually are comic books. So yeah, let's give him a little share. Got a couple pieces that he did, because it's an art show. So why not give a little showcase to somebody else while you're doing some cool Angel and Buffy stuff.
Yeah, I kind of got the idea to do this the other day because I was watching Hulu, and when you finish watching something, it just kind of randomly plays something sometimes off of your watch list.
Oh yeah.
So
and it
randomly, randomly played some Buffy.
So here's a Batgirl he drew on a Batman cover, and it looks cooler because there's like the blank cover has like very light shade of gray bats flying all over the place.
Oh, okay.
Here's a King Shark he did. This is just straight up Bristol board.
Oh wow.
I don't know what there's been so many like venomous characters in this, and I'm like, I don't know what this guy's name even is. So
the anti-venom, or
it could be anti-venom, it could be virus. I don't know. There's so many of them, I can't keep track. Here's the Galactus one that I thought was amazing.
Oh, that is super tight.
Yeah. He's like, that would look great on your wall. And I'm like, what's it on? He goes, Bristol board. I'm like, cool. Well, you did miss my birthday, so that got a big chuckle. Of course, apparently Usagi Yojimbo kills Berserker in issue 1, according to this cover.
Nice.
He did a Michelangelo Shaman pizza from the comic, and a cap, and another Usagi. I think he likes Usagi. There's a Earthworm Jim. Somebody from X-Men, I guess. Michelangelo wearing Batman's cowl from the Batman Turtles crossover. And back to that, yeah, but I just thought that was like...
That is super cool.
Yeah, that's just like totally rad. And he's not even asking a lot of money, so I'm thinking, I go, if I can sell a couple of those key Thor God of Thunder issues, I might buy it if he still has it. That one looks so good. I think that's going to be the first one that sells out of his lot there.
What's his stuff go for?
If it's like one price for everything, he's got it listed at like $30.
Wow.
Like it's a 9 by 12, so it's basically just a little bigger than comic book size. So it's like Golden Age comic size.
Yeah, 9 by 12 is that's really my bottom line. Like as far as the smallest I'll go, because I try to get all crazy detailed and stuff, and it's a little bit harder to do when it's.
Yeah, the smaller it is, the tougher the detail.
Yeah. Like when I see people doing sketch cards, I'm just blown away. There's no way in hell I could do some sketch cards like these guys.
Yeah, there's some of the sketch cards, they come out like, wow. And then there's other ones that are like, well.
Yeah. Now, some of them.
It's just a little sloppy.
Yeah, some of them you can tell it's a sketch card.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the other ones you're like, damn, that's a full size painting. Oh, it's a sketch card.
Like I've got one here somewhere that my friend that's like a local illustrator does all the cons and stuff. has been like relying on, online work. He's also like a school teacher. He's an art teacher in school. Plus, I guess he has to like, you know, fill in, teach like a math class or something here and there to like round out
Mhm.
his schedule. But I'm like, whatever. Um, but he usually hits up like 40 cons a year, you know, pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So because he used to do like a lot of like Walking Dead stuff. So he's pretty much met like every single member of the cast and like given him something that he's done and gotten stuff. He's gotten stuff signed. Like he got stuff signed by the entire Marvel Netflix cast
Oh
for
wow.
like all the shows. So he did like four. He did like he basically did like a Defenders montage for like that final season of everything.
Hmm.
And so he met the girl that played Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Charlie Cox there, Daredevil. Uh, he gave them, a piece of each of them, and character that he made as a gift. Plus, he got like all these books that he did of sketch covers of them, and It's like a four-piece connecting cover, and they each one signed their own cover, and then he sold it as like a connecting set, and they were all signed. So he got like a pretty penny for that one.
I bet he did. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, I've got a couple of commissioned sketch covers from him. Like he did, probably saw in some of the shots that I had been posting like the last few months. The Obi-Wan Alec Guinness sketch cover he did,
Oh yeah.
and he did the Joker Batgirl one. The cover that they pulled because you know all the Twitterverse alphabet
Because of
army.
the outrage.
Yeah, the Twitter outrage. You know, Twitter is like 12% normal people, and then the alphabet army. So
The rest a bunch of screwballs.
yeah, yeah, real brave behind keyboards, and then nothing else.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They'll all chant the ACAB, and then as soon as you take like one step towards them, they're dialing 911 on their cell phone. And the cops will show up, and they'll be wearing like an F the police shirt, and cops will just look at them and just be shaking their heads.
Oh yeah.
What happened? I go, they threatened me, and as soon as I moved my wheelchair near them, uh, they speed dialed 911 and felt threatened. It's
As well
like,
they should.
go home before the cripple guy beats you up.
World's getting FedEx to hell in a handcart, man.
Oh, hell yeah. That thing. Uh-huh. Thanks, Joe. So I sold, as I'm sure you saw, I sold both of my first appearances of Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
I sold one to a good friend of mine, John, that I've known for years, that I met at, of course, my local comic shop.
It's 8:25.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, the little guy was asking what time it was. So you sold both Spider-Gwens?
Yeah. My buddy gave me a lot more than I asked for, and plus, you know, dude brought lunch.
Oh, wow.
Pulled pork, uh, with 2 different kinds of barbecue sauce. A little soda pop, mac and cheese, some sweet
Yeah.
potato steak wedges, and gave me a lot more than I asked him for the book. Plus, gave me a Demon Volume 1 #1 in like really tight shape, and Mr. Miracle Volume 1 #1. So I got a couple of #1 Kirby goodnesses from DC, and that, and then this kid John that I'm friends with from one of the comic book groups that I've known for a few years, and he's a diehard collector. So I know, even if he gets it slabbed, it's going in his collection and staying there.
Yeah, he's not looking to flip it.
No, his he's been there's been a lot of talk because of um, the Doctor Strange movie, the Multiverse of Madness thing. I think that's going to be Marvel's excuse to uh, give cameos to just about every character that's ever appeared in a Marvel comic book ever,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's just for a few seconds. And they hired the girl that played Khaleesi on Mother of Dragons there on Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to be in the Invasion storyline, which is like all the Skrulls, the shape changers there. And
Yeah.
I
Holy shit.
had a feeling, they might just be popping a blonde wig on her, and she might be the live action version of Spider-Gwen, because
Interesting.
she's got that look. And I'm like, if it is good, then the books I sold them are gonna skyrocket their collection a little bit. But I mean, my buddy John, not the second one, the first one, is like a diehard serious collector. Like the other week, he picked up the very first appearance of Jane Foster. A couple of days ago, he picked up the very first appearance in Tales of Suspense of Iron Man,
Oh, wow.
and it only had, I think, like 2 chips out of the cover, because the famous Marvel chipping. But
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that thing is like in amazing shape. So, and it let me buy supplies that I desperately needed. So I bought like 6 packages of backing boards, 2 of bags, because for some reason they're supposed to go hand in hand. You're supposed to get, a bag of 100 bags and a stack of 100 boards, and boom.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow I ran out of boards, but I still have like 2 or 3 bags of bags that are, each one is opened and there's a few out of each one, and I'm like, what the hell? But I think the box that he sent them over in is actually big enough to ship some stuff over to you.
Oh, cool.
Because one of the books I picked out is, well, it's kind of ginormous. So
Well, I definitely got to. I got to get some stuff shipped out this week because I just, with the divorce and everything going on, I kind of backburnered a lot of stuff earlier this week. And now that things have kind of calmed down just a little bit, we can focus on getting some stuff shipped out. I've got a couple of Lady Death commissions that need to get the homes.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely got to get you that Batman '66.
Yeah.
I looked at it the other day and I was like, damn, I love that piece.
Well, my friend John that I sold the first book to, we'll call him Barbecue John. Uh, just happens to love barbecue, and who doesn't? Uh,
Hey man, I live right outside of Memphis, so I mean, come on.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
If you can kill it, we can barbecue it.
but we even start barbecuing it before we finish killing it.
You know, you're not wrong. If you ever get a chance, you definitely need to come check out Memphis, man. Especially when things get kind of back to normal. They do the Memphis in May barbecue festival.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking amazing. I mean, just you don't even have to even go into it. You can just get near it and smell, and you're just like, oh, sweet baby meat eating Jesus.
Oh
So,
yeah. Matter of fact, the guy that I spoke of a little while ago that did the commission covers for me, he's actually one of the guests this weekend. Is the Little Giant Southern New Hampshire Comic Con is going on,
oh, cool.
and I know a bunch of people that are going to be up there, and there's some guests up there that I'm like, oh man, I wish I could get something from. And Mike was supposed to stop over here Thursday because I found like a humongous stack of freaking blank covers, and he's always looking for blank covers for con work and everything. So I
Hmm.
figured we'd work out some kind of deal, and so we saying he goes, yeah, I owe you another piece for some referrals and blah. I go, no, don't worry about it. And you're supposed to come Thursday, and then I was gonna be like, hey, while you're up there, can you sneak over to so and so's table and grab something for me? Just tell me how much it is, and I'll PayPal you it like on the spot. Except now, for some reason, he's gonna go to a meeting at one of his kids' schools uh, on Thursday, so he can't make it. So he's gonna have to come like the week after the convention he's going to. And I'm like, dang. I'm like, oh, that's just like too bad. But and I ordered some more. I bought a couple more sketch covers earlier today off a show, but it was because I never got issues, and he had like one of each issue left, and I hadn't got any of them, and all he had was like, well, we found another sketch cover of this, and I'm like, as he's saying it, I'm typing it in before he even said how much it was. I'm like, okay, I need that issue. Yeah, I need that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay, I'm good. When he starts going through a collection, I go, gotta go. And I'm like not even paying attention, and uh like about quarter of eight, just hanging out and chatting with my daughter and stuff, and she's like, oh dad, by the way, don't you have like a podcast at 9 o'clock? I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah, I thought about it earlier. I was like, man, I know I felt bad about missing last week because, really, I really enjoy doing this. And, but I just had some shit going on last week that was just a little too prevalent.
Hey, life happens.
Anyways, but still, I'm definitely not missing this week.
I remember I went to a Boston show that they had the cast of Buffy there, minus Buffy because uh, she canceled at the last minute because she's I guess she looked at her contract and said, I am worth way more than they are.
Yeah.
So like all the the guy who played Xander and the girl who played Willow and a bunch of the other ones
Mm-hmm.
were all getting X amount of dollars. Then she realized that she was getting the same amount. She's like, I'm the star. I go, you're nothing, sweetheart. That show's off the air. And if I'm not mistaken, you haven't worked since. So
She really hasn't, and I mean, I feel kind of bad for her because she's a decent actress,
mm-hmm.
but I loved like Cruel Intentions and stuff. But I mean, that's because I just looked here and said fuck. But.
And what's her name there? Elijah Dooku ended up with that other series afterwards. That was like really good. Yeah, that was awesome. That was so good.
She was on Bull for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Suing CBS because the guy that plays the main character on that show like harassed her or something. I don't know. But she, her and Summer Glau, they have this knack for being on shows right before they get canceled.
Yeah. The another show that I was like so disappointed when they canceled was the Sarah Connor Chronicles. There.
Oh yeah.
That was so good, and of course the girl who played the friendly human Terminator there.
Yeah, that was Summer Glau.
Yeah, she was like, oh.
Yeah, I remember Eliza did a show. There was this really great show on Cinemax that not many people knew about. It was called Banshee. And I mean, it kind of had every bit of crime noir that you could possibly want. Yeah. And she ended up being on the final season of it. And I'm kind of like, damn, was it the final season before they signed her? Or is it just because she's cursed?
It could just be because
she's cursed. Yeah, I think so.
Some people like that. They just have bad luck. Oh, like us. But
Yeah.
your luck is currently changing this week. So
Definitely. I'm hoping to get in on some of these other comics that are going now. I still gotta talk with Larry about Niobe.
yeah, when you were mentioning the cover, I thought, ooh, that's why I put that down. And you're like, not yet.
Yeah.
Oh well, he was in like a whole self-loathing period last week where, he yet again is quitting comics.
Yeah, it happens. It does, and it looks like he's got some. He and Pops may have a bit of a beef going on. I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, they get. I think the whole thing is done and over, but they just don't get along. So it's like, okay.
See, me right now, I can't afford not to get along with people.
Mm-hmm.
I get along with everybody because you never know who you're going to be, who you're going to be working with. I'm not at a point where I can, burn bridges. Not that I really want to burn any bridges to begin with.
Yeah.
I kind of like what I do. Most of the time.
It's fun.
It's fun. Yeah. I mean, believe me, there's way worse ways to make a living.
Yeah, I know. We've already worked those jobs.
Yes, we have. And I don't want to go back. I mean, I could go back, but you know.
Well, I kind of want to because I enjoyed because of course my job was much different than yours, but
Yeah, yeah. I always wanted to try the DJing, but not that interesting. Yeah.
well, that's like what I wanted to do from like the age of like 7. So I just made the mistake of going to school for it, not realizing if I just walked into a place and told somebody I was a DJ, they'd be like, "Okay, you're hired." I'm like, "Really? Okay, just lie and get the job."
I
Okay, I'm
mean,
good.
that's how you do it, right?
Hmm.
Her eyes a little bit more.
Whoops, we lost the camera.
Oh. What the hell? Something went wrong. Okay, are we back?
There we go.
There we go. Yay!
Oh yeah, that looks pretty good.
Oh, the Buffy?
Mhm.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that Darth Maul from a couple weeks ago, that sold pretty quick.
Oh yeah, I've been watching the final season of Clone Wars,
Oh my God.
and I'm like, holy crap, this is better than the last 6 movies they made.
It really is.
They don't have to go too far to top those, but
Yeah.
I keep hearing more and more rumors now that Kevin Feige is going to leave his boot print on the backside of Kathleen Kennedy's buttocks.
Somebody needs to.
Yeah, they need to get rid of her and everybody that she's ever hired.
Let Favreau and Filoni handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And because, they understood, you know, they didn't try to make it into anything it's not.
It's a space western. Just make the best space western you can make, and
The only question you should ask about whether or not you should do something is it cool?
Mm-hmm.
Will this look cool if we do it?
not her. She's like, 100% hatred of the fans. Of course, she's on the new wave feminist pain train where it's not about feminism; it's just about hating guys, and especially white guys. They're just evil and they all must die and all this BS and then she hires the writer that she hired to take control of all that High Republic social justice crap books that they're putting out now.
Yeah.
You know, you can see like all her social media. It's not just 100% hatred for like every white guy that's ever walked the earth, but you know she hates the white women too, and some of them I can't blame them. Like the whole the Karens.
Yeah.
I can understand because I'm like, come on. And it's just, but it was just like so insane. I'm like, oh, we're gonna build an entire new fandom out of this, but you hate all the old fans that made this thing a thing.
Yeah. How's that
Without
working for you?
you know, so if you get rid of the old fans, you're really not gonna build any new fans because the old fans are basically the connectivity to the entire universe that was built that hasn't pumped out anything decent uh you know since the late 70s early 80s until the Mandalorian, and then woke Disney
Yeah, buddy.
destroyed that with booting.
Yeah, it's time for you to go to bed, buddy. You can watch a couple episodes in the bed, okay?
Good night, Mac.
Hey, Mr. Pace says good night, Mac. I don't know why he's mad. He got to stay home from school today.
Because that three-letter word makes every kid upset.
Bed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's wait till he gets our age.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Mm-hmm. I died when I saw that. I saw a meme the other day, and it's got like a woman in her 40s. She's being asked out by like this younger kid at her job, and she says yes. He goes, "Okay, I'll pick you up at 10:30." She's like, "At night?" I'm like, "You got to pick me up at 7, and we got to be back by 9 because I fall asleep early."
Right.
Before the credits
I can
roll
remember
around
that.
on my favorite show that comes on at 8 o'clock, I'm asleep on the couch.
Oh yeah. Sleep has always been my drug of choice. I've never really been into any other drugs, but man, if I could sleep late, oh hell yeah.
Oh, 100%. And what's worse now, like if it's a rainy day,
Oh
like
yeah.
it was nice out here, like most of the day, and I think like around 4:30, it started pouring out, and I didn't know it was raining, but apparently, my brain and body knew it was raining, and just shut down, and it was nap time, and just so happened my daughter fell asleep and took a nap too. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. great. You know, I always kind of mess up her hair a little bit every time I've drawn her, but I think it's coming out all right this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says until he pulls something else out.
Like, I got some new toys. Wow, that looks like organization on your desk. What the hell happened?
I know, right? I got tired of searching for things.
And I was like, what's all this crap over here? Oh, it's an art caddy. I can actually use that.
Yeah. There's some brown in her roots because, you know, hard to keep a good dye job when you're slaying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to crush on her bad, though.
Yeah.
And then Faith showed up. And I was like, well, that's more my speed.
Yeah. I never watched the show until like, one afternoon. It just happened to be, like regular TV back in the day. Like a show
Mm-hmm.
would, a movie would end and they would just, especially on UHF, they would just start running some syndicated thing. And I didn't know what it was. I go, well, this looks kind of cool. They're fighting zombies and vampires and okay, cool. And then it turned out that it was Buffy. I go, wow. And the episode was when they went to basically their mirror dimension, and Willow was
A vampire.
a badass vampire chick and like all leather. I go, wow.
Yeah, there's not a thing wrong with that.
And the next thing I knew, I was like at Best Buy, buying like the first 5 seasons for like $20 a whack or something.
Oh yeah.
And got all mad because I got the first season was always on sale for like $10, and then they turn around and be like, well, what? I thought they were all the same price. He goes, well, 2 through 5 are all the same price. See, they always mark down the first season to sucker you in to buy it, and then you want the others because you have to keep having more if you like the series. And
Yep.
That's how it goes.
That's how they get you, man.
Mm-hmm.
So do you keep up with Walking Dead at all?
No, not in years now.
Yeah, that's what most people say. I'm gonna tell you, it's actually. I mean, I hated Fear the Walking
It's still
Dead.
on?
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was still a show.
Well, the the original Walking Dead, its final season is next season. But I hated the spinoff, Fear, at first, but it's become so much better than the other show.
Yeah, it had like a really slow start. There were like some good episodes, and then they were like, eh.
I think they finally realized that they had a bunch of characters nobody cared about. Yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of like traded up, and they had the druggy son who was always strung out and everything.
Yeah, I was glad to see him go.
Yeah, they were gonna try to do like the hero's journey, and then it was like,
The element of a hero's journey is you got to care.
yeah, and and he started to care about something, and like for a second, and then boom, nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, Fear the Walking Dead's actually been pretty good.
I know JJ's Comics has has the volume 2 of the big slipcase omnibus, like the hardcover. It's like $150 edition, and I guess he's got like a few of them, and he's just trying to, he's had them for a minute, so he's trying to move them. You always got to keep rotating stock in and out. So he basically dropped the price to what he paid for it to like $60.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. He's got the ones that he has that I if I had the money I'd get are he's got like the Hellboy hardcovers, like one volume he's missing, but he's missing I think like volume 4 or 5. But other than that, he's got like volume like 1 through 6 of Hellboy. And all those hardcovers are all the Hellboy stories in chronological order. Like even like the BPRD stories that he's in.
Uh-huh.
And I go, oh man, I could make a beautiful collection out of that.
I love Mike McMillan's work.
Oh yeah. When I get that piece in from you, my barbecue John there is has turned his entire garage into like this ginormous woodworking shop. He's been, taking like master classes from people like all over the place for like the last, 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
And, and he's making stuff. So I'll probably have him give me like a nice frame for that when I get it in.
Oh, nice. Be sure to send me the pic of that, because man, I love sharing.
He's going to be due back for another visit sometime soon, because when he picked up his books and left, he accidentally grabbed my New Mutants 98.
Whoa.
But it was they were like on top of a stack. I've got like these, we call them comic poop stacks. They're just like stacks of comics, like, or books or whatever, all over your house of stuff that you intend to read, but never do.
Right.
And so when he scooped up his books, it was New Mutants 97, 98, and 99. No, 97, 98, 99, and 100. So it was like those 4 issues. I'm like, I didn't even know I was collecting this back then. What do you know? And I think it's because I bought like this huge fat stack of reader copies, completely trashed editions. I probably paid the guy like, it was probably something like off of like Facebook Marketplace. He's probably like, great old rare comics, $500. And then you look at the pictures of it, I gave it $10. Okay.
Yeah.
And, so I've got like this half a box, right? Like about 50 or 60 various issues of New Mutants. They're all like trashed and everything. So, they're not worth the paper they're printed on, but I could read them. Right? I could put them in a box and send them to like the children's hospital or something. Be like, here's some comic books for the kids.
A little tap right off.
Here's a stack of like 100 books. Knock yourself out. But that looks pretty awesome, man.
You liking her?
I'm liking it.
She's fun to draw. Every time I draw him, he comes out looking really just wooden, and I'm hoping it doesn't do that this time. But
So when you draw him, he comes out looking like his acting is portrayed.
Yeah.
Wooden.
Yeah.
Like William Shatner.
William Shatner's got charisma.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give
Shatner just thinks that after a comma belongs after every word ever.
Yeah. Him and Walken.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't stand him. It's like as bad as the second Tim Burton Batman movie was, the worst part of that movie was Christopher Walken.
Oh, come on. It's great. What are you talking about?
It's like a less charismatic edition of Bill Shatner. Come on. Just terrible.
I think that my most of the appeal of Batman Returns rests in Michelle Pfeiffer for me.
Mm-hmm. Right after the suit rips.
Oh yeah, no, when she's got the hair coming out of the suit,
Mm-hmm.
like the blonde hair. Oh man, I love that shit.
Yeah, of course we did. What were we like in our 20s?
I was a little bit less in my 20s, but I love these watercolor dual brush pens. They're like the go-to for hair.
Check that out.
Oh, nice. Reminds me of
They only go up to 5x, so I had to drop like another 50 pounds because most of those companies are like, oh yeah, it goes up to 5x. That's probably like a 3.5x, but
yeah.
because most of those things, they get all those jerseys, they get them all from China, so it's like, yeah,
5X to them is not a 5X here.
it's like a medium or something crazy.
Yeah,
But
I've had a lot of luck with shirts on eBay lately.
Mm.
Just picking up like a Joker and Harley Quinn or whatever T-shirt. I'll order a 5X too, and so far it's been a good, they've been pretty good fits.
Well, I tried one because I'm really digging Tom McDonald's music.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had that new collab album come out with his girl Nova and his friend Brandon, and they released like 3 videos, which were like awesome. And so they dropped the album. This was sale for like, I don't know, like 10-15 bucks or something. And like for before 24 hours was up, they completely sold out of the first shipment. He had like 10,000 copies made up, and they were gone in like 16, 18 hours or something. So he's had to like reorder them like I think 3 or 4 times already. But he put up he made this the goofiest infomercial commercial for his album to give a like a 15% discount to and everything. And I'm like, so I bought the album and like a matching t-shirt, like a t-shirt that was designed up that looked like totally rad. So I'm like, but none of that stuff has actually come in yet. So, but
I got so much stuff that's missing in action.
yeah, I had like a huge box, like more than a little over a shot box full of stuff that got sent out to me. Made it from Arizona. Made it as far as Springfield, Mass, out in Western Mass, and then there were no you know, blanking out for updates and everything else. And then out of the blue, it starts heading back to Arizona. And I'm like, what the hell? You know, and I had to say something to him in his show tonight. I'm like, dude, have you responded to my email yet? He goes, was it an actual email or did you message me on Facebook? I go, oh, yeah, it was on Facebook. I go, but you're on Facebook like 20 times a day, so hello.
Yeah. I mean, that's the easier way to get me because half the time I don't even get my notifications on my email.
So I'm like, he goes, okay, well, I'll take a look after the show and I'll get back to you tomorrow. I'm like, all right. He's like, your box still hasn't shown up? I go, no, it apparently is on its way back to you. I go, and made as far as Western Mass, and they're like, yeah, screw it. Let's just send it back. I'm like, what?
Okay. Remember that movie from the 90s that Bridget Fonda was in, Point of No Return?
Mm-hmm.
The basically remake of La Femme Nikita.
Yeah.
I ordered a poster of that movie because I love that movie. And the guy shipped it out on the 9th of March. I haven't made it here yet. Yeah. I'm like, hey, I appreciate your tracking number, but you might want to make sure that that's the real tracking number. Because I'm not seeing any updates on that thing.
Yeah, so I'm pulling up this. Oh, this is just wonderful. So a lot of the info disappeared. So okay, so he made up the label because he does the stamps. He uses stamps.com for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a good program to use, if you're doing online sales or whatever.
Sure.
So he printed up the label on the 23rd, and they dropped it off at the local post office, and it departed Glendale, Arizona on the 23rd, arrived in LA on the 26th, April 1st at Springfield, Mass Distribution Center, April 2nd, still at Springfield, Mass Distribution Center, and then nothing until the 18th of April, where it went to Chicago, Illinois, and then to the Pittsburgh, PA. It arrived at the Pittsburgh, PA Distribution Center, and then departed Pittsburgh. And then the 21st, it's in transit to the next facility, and it is now back at Springfield, Mass again. And that was today. So
they're waiting for the food to be right.
So all I can think is they put it on the wrong truck. They forgot to unpack the truck, or a big COVID outbreak or whatever, and then boom. And I'm just like, dude, there's no way it should take almost 2 months for one package to get sent out. Until I saw that it's back at Springfield, I was thinking, because he sends everything media mail, and you're not supposed to send comics. You're not supposed to send comics media mail. So, and of course, the post office has the right to open up any package to inspect it. And I was just thinking, I go, oh man, I hope they didn't open the package. They opened the package and saw the comics. They were either gonna like show up knocking at my door or show up knocking at his door and be like, yeah, you owe us like $380 for shipping. I'm like, I'd be like, send it back.
I've had that happen a couple of times where I sent some art to people, and I sent it priority, you know, and for whatever reason, they get to the post office to pick their shit up. Post office is like, hey, dude, you owe another $10 on the shipping. It's like, what? Why would you do that? And of course, they're bitching to like Facebook and eBay and shit like that, saying I scammed them. I didn't scam you.
The post office did.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, this Buffy and Angel piece in progress is available for claim for when it is finished, or you can pre-order signed prints of it when it's done. And you can follow Shawn over at Instagram at Shawn-Zilla Art, all one word, and I will put it in the chat so you know. Badoink-a-doink.
Exactly.
And Shawn always offers a character of the month for commission, original art, prints, and pieces original pieces that he actually has in stock too, at a nice fat discount. What's that discount?
25%.
That's a big discount.
This
This month he is feeling generous, and the characters, not just character, the characters of the month are Rogue from the X-Men and Witchblade. I was like, I'm starting to say it in my mind. I'm like, is that the right one? What did I get him? Because there's so many characters like that out of Image Comics. So,
oh yeah.
So a Witchblade commission or a Rogue commission or original piece of art.
Commission one with both of them in it.
Yeah. Well, there you
I mean,
go.
Yeah.
You commission them back to back. That way they can dance cheek to cheek. You can also find Shawn on Facebook at ZeroDoc30, the studio of Shawn Howe. And you can see like a whole bunch of original art that he's done there. And Shawn will be appearing. Is it this Saturday?
I think, yeah, it is this Saturday at CromCon.
Shawn will be on CromCon this Saturday on the Comic Book Madness. Excuse me. And on YouTube at Monday Madness with Pops Van Zandt. And you can check him out then. And yeah, that looked, oh man, that looks so good.
Thanks, man.
So until next week and CromCon this weekend, we will see you all later. Thanks for popping in and just sitting back and watching some art being created.
Hey man, always a pleasure.
Yeah, and we'll be back next Wednesday, and of course we'll be here this weekend with CromCon as well.
Absolutely. Are you doing the co-hosting on CromCon this weekend?
I'm probably going to do some of it. Yeah, I think he's got like 3 or 4 people. He's always like blowing up my phone in the morning because Phil's still sleeping, and he's overwhelmed and doesn't know what to do. And I'm like, just talk.
Yeah.
I'm like, just talk. I need more coffee. It's like, it's noontime. I'm not awake yet.
No, it's a little too early.
Yeah, a little too early. But all right, dude. I will talk to you soon. I'll hit you up and shoot you an address and everything, and we'll get those packages going back and forth there.
Cool deal. Yeah, I'm shipping out a bunch of crap over the next couple of days, so I'll get yours out there too.
All right, cool, man.
All right.
I'll talk to you very soon.
Awesome. Have a great night, man.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.